Megan Fox.
Yeah, Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox writes at PJ Media.
Eat Tucker.
And that was your last.
Damn it, man. I cried for 2 days.
Megan, thank you very much for that.
So, I can explain the bed thing.
If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake. Crawl there.
It's like Jesus going into the temple. He's like, I got a whip. Get out! Get out! The lovely and wonderful Megan Fox. Not that one.
Not that one. Not the weird one that drinks blood in his toe thumbs.
Megan Fox.
Megan. And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry.
She's the devil.
Megan.
Megan Fox.
Megan.
Megan.
Megan Fox.
I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be based on the way you have treated me, but I wouldn't do that.
You've never met a like me. You want to tangle? You want to go? Holy sh!
Too much cussing on this. I guess we didn't bleep it, so we got to turn it off. But it's
You pissed off the wrong woman.
oh my God, I have been assaulted, but Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother.
She's the devil.
Not for publication.
The story.
I'm Megan.
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 Megan Fox.
Thank
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, hello there. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It looks like Melissa in the chat wants another 30 seconds added to the intro. I can get right on that, Melissa. Don't worry. I know you enjoy that intro so much that it should really be longer. It needs to be longer. Okay. Anyway, can you guys hear me okay? I feel like I have microphone problems. Anyway, I'm Megan Fox, your resident medium smart journalist. I'm here to give you all of my medium smart opinions on things. Now, this case, we don't have a ton of time today because I have a fun announcement. Today is the launch of my new podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, all of those places. It's called Fox Den Daily, and I will be recording it live for you here, for those of you who are YouTube members and or Locals members after the show. So we don't have a whole lot of time because I'm dragging today. I got started late because I'm going to blame it on Greg Anderson. So Greg was supposed to be with me today, but Greg has strep. There are updates in the Kushner case he wants to talk about, but he's really not feeling well, and he was going to power through it. And I was like, Greg, don't do that. Go home. Go home, take antibiotics, and go to bed, because we need him to be well for all the fights that he's fighting in court right now for families who have been wronged by Sally Smith and Johns Hopkins and all the rest. So I told him to go lay down, and hopefully he will listen to me after his meeting this morning and just go home. Anyway, we will be, Greg and I will be talking about the Kushner case at a later date. I'm just going to wait for him to get better, and then he will be here doing Kushner updates with me. But today, what are we talking about? We're talking about horse girl wars. Yes, the fetal attraction litigation continues, and it seems that Laura Owens has a very long history of suing people for things. And the problem with her very long history of doing this is that, especially when we've seen the kinds of fabrications and things that she makes up, like getting pregnant with tonsil twins, for instance. I mean, let's not forget that. The problem becomes when maybe something happened to her that maybe it was legitimate and she had to sue, but no one's going to believe it. See, this is the problem, Laura. When you lie a lot and you make stuff up, when you actually have a problem, no one knows, no one wants to believe it. So I've read through the lawsuit. This lawsuit was filed several years ago against a contractor in Arizona. I know Dave Neal has talked about it. He's spoken to the contractor. His first name is Sean. He's spoken to Sean, and Dave believes that Sean was wronged. I have not spoken to Sean, so I do not know. Reading through the documents, oh my God, it's exhausting. Again, she's exhausting. Do you have a drink? You're going to need a drink. You're going to need it's too early in the morning for me to start drinking, but if it's not morning where you are, you may need some wine. I'm going to go with the coffee, but my God, it's another exhausting document, and it was pro se. So she wrote it herself. But I feel like what we need to do is start with the response from the contractor. So before we get into Laura Owens' petition, I want to start with the response. There are elements to this case in particular that I think, yeah, that doesn't sound so good. That doesn't sound great. And anybody who's dealt with contractors before knows that it can be a frustrating experience, and things rarely happen on time the way they are, promised. No, we didn't talk about my hair yet, Lisa. Thanks for bringing that up. But wash day was yesterday, so it is nice and clean. I went a little light on the products, and so it's a little soft for my liking. I feel like it's kind of stretching my curls out a bit because I didn't put a lot of products in it. But as the week goes on, the products will increase. So it'll probably be fine. But it feels pretty good. It feels like I have no hold. It feels like it's kind of fly away. But all right, we don't have time for hair today. We have to go into, we have to get into this. Oh, for fuck's sake, we are on the hair and we ain't even 10 minutes in. I promise I will stop. Okay, let's do the response first. Oh, and by the way, this lawsuit was brought against the contractor by Laura Owens and also someone named Elizabeth Naylor, and I still haven't figured out who that is. So answer to plaintiff's. Yeah, we're going to start with the answer to plaintiff's second amended complaint filed. Because for one, it's much shorter than her complaint, and it feels a little easier to follow. So let's start there. Let me bring that up, and I got to get right to it because after this, I got to record and get my first episode of Fox Den Daily posted to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcast, you can find it. And please do go over there and to wherever you listen to your podcast and make sure you follow the show. Whether I continue doing it or not and it becomes a thing is going to depend on the downloads. I'm giving it 2 months. We'll see where we're at in 2 months, but I really want you guys to go follow it, and it will not cost you anything to do that. It's free. So I was thinking it would be a good way to expand the show and lean into some advertiser support instead of just solely listener support. Marco, what's a podcast? I'm sorry, I can't bring you into the 21st century right now. I just can't. Oh, but I could play for you the promo Do you want to hear the promo that I made and Brad made? Let's do that. That's fun. Hold on. And then we'll get to the thing. No, it's not a video file. All right, I guess I'll have to bring up the Google Drive. Hold, please. Oh, by the way, bad news on Jeff Legal Vice's computer is dead. He will not be streaming today or tomorrow while he goes and gets a new one. Is this it? Yes, this is it. All right. So yeah, Legal Vices is having computer problems. His computer died. So say a little prayer for Legal Vices on his loss, because that's a big loss. Here's to Legal Vices computer. Hope you get a new one soon, Jeff. We miss you. All right, let's play the promo for Fox Den Daily. Here we go.
Welcome to Fox Den Daily, your go-to podcast for news, humor, and courtroom drama. Join Megan Fox, your resident medium-smart investigative journalist, whose show topics have been described by haters as a demonic pizza with toppings from hell.
Don't listen to the haters. I'm Megan Fox. No, not that one. The other one. We're going to uncover the real stories that matter. Tune in for recaps on court dramas and true crime, from the important cases to the most outrageous. Because let's face it, the truth is always weirder than fiction these days. So grab your headphones and get ready for some real talk, real laughs, and a whole lot of insight. It's all right here on Fox Den Daily.
And there it is, folks. That's the placeholder right now to create the RSS feeds. I had to put in like a promo for the show, and hopefully we will. Oh, interesting. What? Oh, I see. Elizabeth Naylor is her mom's real name. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So today after the show, we're going to record the first podcast. It's going to be live. I'm doing it live, and it's going to be funny because I hope it works. We'll see. You know me and my tech problems. It probably won't. But that's okay. Isn't Brad a natural? I only had to tell him one time, I need more energy, Brad. I need Brad on crack. Can you give me Brad on crack? Because he's so chill. But he's a natural. What is the link to the podcast? I don't know. Am I supposed to know these things? I know it on well, that's not true. I do know. Hold on. I know it on Spotify. But if you go to Apple Podcasts, you just type in Fox Den Daily and it will come up. All right, here it is on Spotify. I will copy and place it into the chat. How you doing over there, Rumble, by the way? Is anybody over there on Rumble? Yeah, there you are. Okay, here's the Spotify link. And the Apple link, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Apple Podcasts. Here, let's open podcasts. But if you need to like follow the show, because that's how it works. You have to click on it, you have to follow it, and you have to listen to it. And then it'll count towards the numbers that I'm trying to hit. All right. Yeah, I don't know how to search for this on Apple Podcasts. I just don't right now. You guys all have to do it yourself. All right. She had to slow me down. It's true. I said, Brad, give me Brad on crack. And then it was so fast, I had to use my tech to slow him down. But he takes direction really well. Really well. Yeah, a podcast, it's just going to be a much tighter audio only 25 to 30 minute overview of the show, or not this entire show. It'll be other topics. I'm focusing on what's going on LawTube, who's covering what are the most exciting, fun things happening, what are the updates on true crime stories we're following and court cases we're following. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I have a whole plan for today that will probably not go very well. My plan won't actually happen. I'm going to be calling Brad and going, why won't this work? But that's okay. We have to work out the kinks in the beginning. And Ashley says, of course he takes direction well. He's married. Where do I get myself a Brad? Oh, thank you, IT Goatee. He put up the Apple podcast link for you guys. Perfect. Does listening count if you don't download? Yes, I've been told, because you know how on Apple Podcasts you can download and it goes onto your phone. I asked that question. I was like, do listens count? And they said yes. You don't have to actually, they just call it a download. But you don't have to actually download it on your phone. But do follow the show so you get all the notifications of when there's a new thing. I am trying to hit it daily. I know we talked about how I may do 3 times a week, but there was not an option to do semi-daily, so I had to pick daily on Apple Podcasts. So I'm just going to try and pull it off. And if I don't, if it's 3 or 4 times a week, well, that's almost daily. So it works for me. Yes, it will be available on Spotify. I did I did post the link. If you missed it, it's up in the chat, or you can just search it on Spotify. You should be able to find it. It's also going to be available on Amazon and all the other places that you can hear Medium Daily. Exactly. It's Medium Daily. All right, back to the thing. We have to get started because I need to get to the podcast. So let's do this. We need to get to the lawsuit. All right, so we are going to read the contractor's response first because it's much shorter and less exhausting. And if we'll try to go through an overview of her lawsuit against him. But for right now, we are starting with, let me move this over so I can make it bigger. Hold on, I need to close other windows. Too many windows. Too many freaking windows, Megan. Locals, how you doing over there? I don't have the live chat open right now. There we go. Now it is. All right. Let me close some windows and then we'll get started. Breaking news. Justice for Clayton has been taken off of Twitter, suspended from Twitter. I'm pretty sure Laura Owens has been going after anybody with a Twitter account that is focused on reporting on this case. And so whoever is behind that account, he or she is disputing it, of course, because it's a false takedown. So if you guys want to tag Twitter on, if you're on Twitter and you want to help get that account reinstated, that would be helpful. If you follow my Twitter account, you will see that I've tweeted about that. Okay, so all right, I just found out that I didn't think I knew what happened in this case, but I found out that it was settled for $26,000 plus a little over in $3,000 in attorney's fees. So the contractor had to pay her. But what's interesting is that he agreed to pay her. I've been reading through all of like the text messages, which are voluminous, you guys, voluminous. So many text messages, we can't possibly go over them, where he agreed to pay her the whole $33,000 back after she wasn't happy with the work. And basically she just harassed him so badly that she wouldn't let him pay it in 2 installments. And it was just a whole thing. And then she ended up taking him to court. So let's just read through. Now there's a possibility that she's right and that he did bad work. There's a possibility that happened. Her pictures don't look so good. I mean, the pictures that I saw and the explanations and stuff, it doesn't look good for the contractor, but we just don't know because she is very good at manipulating. All right, so here we go. Defendants Sean and his construction company, buying through their attorney, undersigned and hereby answers plaintiff's complaint as follows. Defendant denies each and every allegation within plaintiff's complaint not expressly admitted herein. In answering paragraph 1 of plaintiff's complaint, defendants admit the allegations contained therein. In answering paragraph 2 of plaintiff's complaint, defendants admit the allegations contained therein. In answering paragraphs 3, defendants admit the allegations contained, so in paragraph 4 as well. Statements of facts and breach. In answering paragraph 1, statement of facts and breach, defendants deny the allegations contained within. Defendants affirmatively allege that there is no contractual relationship with plaintiff Elizabeth Naylor. Defendants are without sufficient information or believed to either admit or deny that plaintiffs buy and sell horses through Quartet Farms, LLC. Defendants affirmatively allege that Quartet Farms, LLC is not licensed to do business in Arizona or that the residential property is zoned for commercial usage. In answering paragraph 2, statement of facts and breach, defendants admit their identities, denying engaging in the practice of remodeling and other horse fencing. In answering paragraph 3, defendants deny the allegations contained therein. In answer to paragraph 4, statement of facts and breach, defendants are without sufficient information to either deny or admit. Maybe we should read them side by side. Okay, we basically have denials for paragraph 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10A, 10B, 10C, 10D, denying all of the allegations. Wow, there's a lot of paragraphs. Do you see how many paragraphs there are in this thing? In answering paragraph 10H, deny the allegations, deny, all denied. In answering paragraph number 11, defendant affirmatively alleges that he and some workers returned to the property to recover equipment, including a tractor, that were parked in front of the residence. Defendant affirmatively alleges that the plaintiffs refused to answer their door to discuss questions they had raised regarding invoices. Yeah, that's something that we'll find throughout this entire thing, is that he attempts to go and talk to her, and she will not speak to him in person, and she will only speak to him on text message or email. And he keeps saying, but there's miscommunications because of that, and we need to speak in person. And she refuses to do that. In answering paragraph 13, statement of facts, they deny. Statement 14, statement of facts and breach, defendants admit that they contacted the Registrar of Contractors, ROC, and set up a meeting with the investigator at the property. However, plaintiffs refused to give the investigator access to the property, so the ROC investigator closed the complaint. Yeah, that's another thing she did. She also complained to the ROC and then wouldn't let the investigator into the property, which is strange. In answering applicable law supporting claims, defendants affirmatively allege that no promissory note exists, that any emails constitute settlement, offers pursuant to ARS 408, Arizona Rules of Evidence. More denial, lots of denials. Injuries, defendants deny the allegations contained therein. The overview of this suit is that she wanted her horse farm or whatever, her horse stalls rebuilt and some fencing put in. These guys did the job. She didn't like the job. She claimed the horses were injured because of the job they did. And they are denying that. In answering paragraph 2, defendants affirmatively allege Quartet Farms LLC is not licensed to do business in Arizona and that the property is not zoned for commercial use. Hey, Kat Finwall, sorry that you're having problems with YouTube. Unfortunately, IT Goatee Brad cannot do anything about YouTube. You can contact YouTube support if you're having trouble with the YouTube username and the membership. Try that. I'm not sure, though, if there's anything we can do about that. I don't know how any of that works. That would be a YouTube problem. Sarah Adams, thanks for the super chat, says, Can we not ship her to Kentucky for Derby time? Please don't do that to the citizens of Kentucky. What have they ever done to you? Defendants. Okay, so they're claiming there's a lack of contractual relationship between Elizabeth Naylor. Defendants pray that the amended complaint be dismissed and that plaintiffs take nothing thereby. That pursuant to Arizona rules, defendants be awarded their reasonable attorney's fees and costs, including being required to appear and defend itself in this matter. Okay, that is their response to the amended complaint. So let's go to the... I think it might be faster if I read this complaint instead of the actual petition, but the petition is funnier because she did it pro se. So maybe we should do the petition. I may not get through this, though, in the amount of time I have, because it is so long, and we definitely won't get through all the exhibits. Which one is this? Oh, we have to read the defendant's first response. So this is going to be his side of the story. Oh, and what was the date on this? This was happening in 2022, so not too long ago. All right. She had filed a motion for summary judgment, which was basically like, we want the judge to just decide this case in our favor and you not even get a trial, which is hilarious. And I think that was denied. And this is their response to the motion for summary judgment. But I believe there's some facts in here, too, that lay out the defendant's side of the story. Hold on. Yes, here it is. This is the contractor's side of the story. On or about December 2020, plaintiffs requested bids for steel fencing on their residential property located in Scottsdale, Arizona. The steel fencing was for horse corrals. Plaintiff Owens did not accept any bid from Redacted Construction in writing on December 16th. Defendant Sean did not meet with the plaintiffs until February 6, 2021, at approximately 8 a.m. The plaintiffs did not arrive at the property until Monday, February 15th, as plaintiffs stated in text messages. Defendant Sean walked the property with the plaintiffs on February 16th, 2021, and then sent the plaintiffs an estimate on February 20th, 2021. Work commenced on or about Tuesday, March 16th, 2021. Now, that's not that long of a time between February 20th and March 16th for the work to start, but you'll see there's a ton of her harassing him about, when are you going to be here? When are you going to start? Why haven't you started? I don't know if anybody's ever had any contracting work done, but that's like 30 days out. That's not a long time to start the work. That's less than a month, right? It's not even 30 days. On or about March 16th, a City of Scottsdale zoning inspector arrived at the property at approximately 8:30 a.m. and then left the residence. Defendant Sean called the city inspector and he returned to the property, stating that neighbors had concerns about a construction project. Oh my God, you mean Laura Owens' neighbors don't like her and they don't like the shit she's up to? That's shocking. I'm shocked, I tell you, that the neighbors may have called to complain about the Owenses. The plaintiffs informed Mr. Redacted that they had posted project details on a social media site and figured that's how the neighbors found out. Yep, can't even keep it off social media to avoid the inspectors. Defendant Sean then told the inspector that they were building fencing and stalls and asked what the non-permit criteria would be so that the plaintiffs could have shading for their horses. The inspector then said 200 square feet or less, and that shade structures have to be 4 feet 6 inches apart from each other to be non-permitted. So this is a project. He's finding out what are the criteria to not have to have a permit. After meeting with the inspector, all plans had changed. because she never called the inspector to find out what the permit process was. That's always a problem. At 12:24 p.m., if you run into a permit problem with the city, like all work shuts down, like you can't do anything. At 12:24 p.m. on March 16th, 2021, the same day, defendant Sean submitted a new invoice to plaintiffs who agreed to the changes. And at 2:39 p.m., plaintiffs texted defendant Sean that the deposit check was ready. Total price with changes detailed $33,447.57. On or about May 31st, plaintiffs texted defendant Sean saying to hold off on coming tomorrow to work as we have questions about invoices. On or about June 21st, defendant Sean exchanged text messages with the plaintiffs discussing settlement negotiations with the plaintiffs as defendant Sean had been dealing with some unrelated personal issues. Plaintiffs initially agreed to a settlement. However, within a few minutes, plaintiffs changed their mind. On or about June 28th, plaintiffs changed the terms of their settlement offer by increasing the amount to $44,000 plus and demanded payment or else. Defendant Sean then contacted Redacted with Arizona Registrar of Contractors and informed him defendant Sean was being extorted and needed advice. On June 30th, Owens demanded defendant Sean pay $44,000 tomorrow or she will file harassment charges and 2 other felony crimes. Sound familiar? Final offer! Respond or I'm having the babies. Defendant Sean then sent an email to Redacted, the Arizona Registrar of Contractors investigator, asking for advice. Defendant Sean then had communication with client on July 7th, and Owens stated she wanted $44,000 in 2 payments, and defendant responded in text message, "We can find a resolution after the ROC investigation." On Friday, August 13th, the day of the Registrar of Contractors inspection, plaintiffs sent defendant Sean a text message stating, "Hello, there was an incident here in the middle of the night and we are suspicious of your company's involvement in it. We are looking into filing a police report this morning. Again, you never responded to my message from yesterday to acknowledge your receipt, which is yet another indication in your role in last night's events." Wait, I'm doing the wrong voice for this. We need Laura's voice.
Again, you never responded to my message from yesterday to acknowledge your receipt, which is yet another indication in your role in last night's events. But you and your crew are not welcome on or near our property at any point in time. The police will be standing by to arrest you should you choose to. Please let me know if you plan to have a courier deliver a check or do a bank transfer in the amount of $44,441.44, which must be received by the end of day on Monday. If I do not hear back from you by 10 a.m. today, a lawsuit will be filed today.
Good Lord. On Friday, August 13th, an Arizona Registrar of Contractors investigator called defendant Sean and said inspection is called off and case is closed due to the plaintiffs not allowing access. All of the work performed at the plaintiff's residence was performed in a workmanlike manner and met any existing building codes. The work was up to industry standards, yet plaintiffs continue to harass the defendants and their workers. Plaintiffs told defendant Sean not to return to the property, would not give an ROC inspector access to the property, and even tried to prevent the defendants from removing their machinery from the property. Wherefore, plaintiff's motion for summary judgment should be denied. All right, now we go. Oh God, there's so much. This is so exhausting, you guys. Get ready. This is when you're going to need the drinks. You're going to need a drink to get through this because it's absurd. I mean, maybe the work that they did wasn't good, and maybe, but it's just, how is it? I've never known anybody to be in this many lawsuits ever in my whole damn life by the age of 33. All right, here we go. I'm going to need something to gear me up for this. Should I read the whole thing in Laura voice? Or is that too annoying? It's a lot of words. It's a lot of words. She wrote this, by the way. This is pro se. I'm waiting for the chat. I'm doing a poll. Start a poll. Read in Reddit voice. Yes or no? It's a lot of words. You guys can vote. 100% so far say yes. No, now it's just flipped. How did that even happen? 70-30, 65, 71-20. Oh boy, this is a fight. This is a fight. You guys you're battling it out. I'm only going to give you another couple of like 30 seconds to finish this poll. So you better get in there and vote. YouTube. Sorry, Redditors, you can't. Redditors. Sorry, Rumblers. I'm so sorry. I just insulted the Rumble crowd by calling you Redditors. Sorry that you cannot vote. Not Rumble is like not the voice. Please, not the voice. All right. Well, look, the audience wants what the audience wants, and they're asking for the voice. Okay. All right, I'm ending the poll. We ended the poll at 67%.
Here we go, people. Are you ready? Are you ready? Motion for summary judgment. Pursuant to Arizona, our Civil Code, Laura Owens and Elizabeth Naylor hereby move this court for summary judgment against redacted construction. This motion presents a pure question of law and therefore is appropriate for summary judgment. This motion is supported for the following memorandum statement of facts with attached exhibits filed contemporaneously herein, as well as the entire record in this proceeding. This motion asks the judge to rule against you without holding a trial.
Oh my God, Laura. I'm not sure that she knows how this works, but I'm pretty sure that this is not the appropriate language. Notice, this motion asks the judge to rule against you without holding a trial. I mean, yes, summary judgment is without a trial, but I mean, does she claim to be pregnant with Contractor's twins? Not yet. Not yet. No, we haven't got there yet. If there is that there, I don't know.
Your response must be filed within 30 days from the date this motion was served. Your response to the motion must include a statement of facts, with each of the facts stated separately in numbered paragraphs or numbered sentences. A statement of facts must be supported by affidavits, exhibits, and other...
Why is she helping him? Why is she helping him? I don't understand why she's telling him what he has to do. I mean, isn't that what his lawyer is for? Do you have to put this in here?
Or other material that establishes each fact by admissible evidence. It is not enough for you to simply deny facts.
Which is pretty much what he did.
You must present evidence that shows a genuine dispute of the facts. A memorandum of law that summarizes the issues, provides legal authority in support of your position, and describes why the judge should deny the motion.
It seems to me that this poor contractor just got so tired and exhausted from her that he just gave up. It's like, I just please make her leave my life. Like, get her out of my life, please. Please, dear God.
Summary of relevant facts. Number 1. The plaintiffs in this case hired defendant to work on their existing horse facilities at redacted Scottsdale location. The plaintiffs do not run a commercial business, nor do not engage.
Nor do not engage. What the actual... Laura, I can't even get one paragraph in without your sentences that don't make sense. The plaintiffs do not run a commercial business, nor do they engage. Nor do not. What is this? What is this? ChatGPT is failing you, Laura.
Nor do not engage in the practice of boarding, training, or lessons from the public. They only house their own animals on the property. The plaintiffs have 6 of their own hunter-jumper show, sales, and retired horses, and were looking for a contractor to remodel the horse facilities on a residential property they had purchased.
Yeah, but doesn't she always tell people that they sell horses? Isn't that a commercial project? She loves to have her cake and eat it too, doesn't she? She nor do not speak proper English. I can't wait to find more of these grammar problems in this.
The defendants in this case are a contracting company who advertised on Facebook.
Oh my God, I just realized this is 154 pages. Buckle up. Strap in, everyone.
The defendants in this case are a contracting company who advertised on Facebook that they practiced remodeling specifically with horse properties, Exhibits 1 and 2, and the specialized products and structures associated with those types of entities.
Yeah, MG Law, they do engage in those activities. Right. They put the horses up for sale. So that's a commercial enterprise, isn't it? I don't understand. I know. Okay, did you hear Dave called you out twice during his podcast this morning? I know that it happened. I know that he roasted me about some Taylor Swift shit. But I haven't heard it yet, and I can't wait. I can't wait. Was it funny? I'm sure it was. I made a snarky comment about how I'm so shocked Taylor Swift's boyfriend won the Super Bowl. Because I am starting to get concerned that the NFL might be for entertainment purposes only, if you know what I mean. You know? It's just too good. It's just too perfect that Taylor Swift's boyfriend won the Super Bowl. Oh, speaking of the Super Bowl, though, quickly, let me just say, I, for the first time in 10 years, enjoyed a halftime show. Like, really enjoy. I thought that was so good. I thought Usher was great. I was excited to see Alicia Keys. She could have gone with a less tight jumpsuit, though. It just wasn't all that flattering. But, she still sounds amazing. And I really liked the I didn't have to remove my children from the room. I didn't have to turn it off. I didn't have to get out the holy water and the crucifix to ward off the evil that was coming from the television, because there wasn't any. I don't know. Did the NFL just finally get the memo that we don't want to see satanic child damaging entertainment during the NFL? Did they finally get the message? Anyway, so yeah, Dave, I think, roasted me today. And I can't wait. It's going to be funny because Jeff Legal Vices was tweeting out about how stupid we all are with our Taylor Swift hate. And that we're dumb thinking that the NFL is rigged. But it feels rigged. I'm just going to say that it feels that way. And I don't care who wins the Super Bowl or anything, but I do care if they're pulling the wool over fans, trying to pull the wool over the fans. I don't know. It's true that the Kansas City Chiefs, though, are obviously a really good football team. I mean, they've won before. It's not, but still, I mean, it just felt, I just had this feeling all season long that, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win a Super Bowl, and Taylor Swift is going to be even more places than she is now. I'm just sick of seeing her. I don't dislike Taylor Swift. I'm just tired of her. I'm just, it's like when the radio plays the same song over and over again, and you used to like it, and then you can't like it anymore because it's just too much. That's how I feel about Taylor Swift. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with Taylor Swift. I'm just tired of her. Tired. Anyway, the best part last night of the Super Bowl halftime show was the roller skating dance. Holy crap. I loved that so much. I mean, so good. And I would play a clip of it, but the NFL will strike me and they will seriously take down my channel. They are not kidding about I've beat them twice before, but you know what? It's not worth the struggle. It's just not worth the struggle. So, get on YouTube and watch. If you didn't see the Super Bowl halftime show, go and watch it, because it was really cool. And it gave me like a 90s feel. Even the it had like the 90s fly girls on so there were poles and there was sort of pole dancing, but not really. It was more like acrobatics on poles, and the girls were dressed. They were dressed like 90s fly girls. I loved it. I thought it was all really good. And I was just proud of the NFL for not offending us again. Yeah, we need a Taylor Swift filter on social media to block her because she's overexposed. Yeah, I mean, nothing against Taylor Swift, but I'm just bored with it. I'm done with it. Please make it stop. She's just too much oversaturation, and I just can't take it anymore. All right. Okay. Getting back to this.
On or around December 16th, 2020, plaintiff asked on Facebook for bids from contractors who were familiar with high-end feeders, footing, and stall flooring products needed to create top-quality accommodations for their horses.
Are you kidding me? You were looking for high-end work, but you asked on Facebook for bids? That's how you got your high-quality work? Was for what? Facebook? I know when I want a high-quality bid, I go directly to Facebook. What? What? I just, no. Oh, this is an interesting theory. The Lonely Kakapo, thanks for the super chat. Is that New Zealand money? NZ? Is that what that stands for? That's cool. Little behind, but perhaps the job wasn't great, but no horses were injured. That would explain why they didn't let the investigator in. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, she does have pictures of horses with injuries, but then you don't know how they got those injuries. You don't, I mean, I'm not suggesting she would hurt her own horses. I think she loves her horses. I think that's pretty clear. She's one of these horse girls, but I don't know. Maybe they didn't get those injuries the way she said they did. I don't know. And they looked like pretty minor injuries to me. Although the lameness one is the only one I saw the doctor's report for, or the vet report. But I don't know how horses get lame. I don't know enough about horses to know if there are other ways they can get that other than standing on mats that are not properly leveled. We'll get to the mat problem. Yeah, well, horses also bite each other and they do all sorts of stuff. So they could, I don't know. I did used to ride horses when I was a kid. I took horseback riding lessons. You couldn't consider me a horse girl. I just took some lessons for a while and I enjoyed it. And I did do some competitions until the day I was about to ride my horse. And he was a giant horse. He was like one of these horses he was part Clydesdale. So he had these giant feet. And he was a huge horse, but he was a darling horse. He was very gentle. And I was only like 8 or 9 years old. And I'm waiting to ride, and I was watching the competition before me, and someone was on my horse, and or the horse that I rode. It wasn't my horse. We didn't own a horse. And the horse in front of him kicked him in the face, and he reared up, and the girl on him fell off. And as he came, and she didn't roll, she forgot to roll. When you fall off a horse and there's a horse, you're supposed to roll immediately out of the way. And she didn't. And he came down on her leg and split it from hip to ankle in front of me right before I had to get on that horse. And dang it, I did get on him after that, and I rode in my competition, but that was it for me. I was done after that. I was like, nope. No, I'm noping out now. And he was such a sweet horse. How many hands high was he? You know what? I really couldn't tell you. I don't remember, but I will tell you what. He made adult men look like dwarfs. He was huge. Huge. Just absolutely giant, but he was so sweet. It wasn't his fault. He obviously did not come down on her on purpose. He didn't see her, and yikes. Yeah, it was bad. So that was the end of my horse career. that was it. That was it. I was like, nope, I'm out of here. 8-year-old me was like, I think I'm done now. The defendant called the plaintiff. Oh, wait. I need my voice. Where's my foot? Where did it go?
Look, Pat, look. What is my problem?
Nope. Wrong button. Wrong button.
Wrong.
Where are my buttons? Oh, I'm on the wrong page.
Okay. We're back. The defendant called the plaintiff regarding her posting. The defendant's company was the only company that submitted a bid and indicated that they had the experience with the specialized products necessary, as well as previously working on projects with hunter-jumper businesses of the caliber of plaintiffs.
Man, she has such a high opinion of herself. The caliber of plaintiffs. What caliber is that exactly? What caliber is that, chat? Oh my God. What? I gotta pop out the Rumble chat. I can't see you guys. Where is the pop out? No. There it is. All right. And also I gotta put locals chat up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm falling down on the job today. I'm tired. I had a couple of drinks last night during the Super Bowl, and I fell asleep for most of it. I woke up at overtime, and I was like, are they serious? This is going into overtime? Oh no. That's never a good sign. So yeah. That's when I woke up, and then I went to bed. I think I had one drink too many because I'm tired. And I'm sure you can tell my energy level is low. So I apologize for that. I have whatchamacallit, a hangover. That's what you call it, a hangover. I apologize for my unprofessionalism.
What is my problem?
All right.
Getting back to it. Relying on this information and low bid, defendant awarded the job. The defendant sent photos of what the barn would look like when completed to the plaintiff. The defendant attached a photo in every invoice to the plaintiff of what the end result would be for the plaintiff's barn with wood and overhang and a tack room. The end result was nothing like this. So we have Exhibit 30.
Exhibit 30 and Exhibit 21. Let's go look at those. Let's remember what page we were on. We were on page 4. And let's go look at Exhibit 30 and Exhibit 121. Ready? There are so many freaking exhibits, you guys. And they don't appear to be numbered. She didn't number her exhibits. How are we supposed to know? All right. This looks like how she found him on Facebook, and this is one of his projects and what it looked like. Although I don't know which exhibit this is because she doesn't number them. Am I supposed to just count them? Laura, you need to number your exhibits. Look at her exhibits. Oh, Jesus. She didn't number them. It's just a whole bunch of nonsense. I thought she had an overview one, which was probably what it was. But Exhibit 30, no, she doesn't have anything. Look at all these exhibits. There we go. Okay. Oh, here, Exhibit 121. It's way at the bottom. Okay, we need Exhibit 30. I see where she put the numbers. They're way at the bottom. Okay. Sorry. I hope you're not getting a headache. Exhibit 14, 17, 23, 25, 26, 30. Here it is. Wait. That's Exhibit 30? That doesn't relate to anything. What? That's what he said it would look like? That's just a link. I can't with her. I don't think her exhibits match up to what she's saying they do. Let's go back to page 4 and see what was the other exhibit. 121. Exhibit 121. Okay. 61. Oh my God, so many exhibits. 41. See, here's a little injury on a horse. That could be a bite from a fly, too. Those biting flies are terrible. 121. 103, 108. Oh my God, she's killing me with these. Okay, here, we're almost there. 119. Ah, so this is what it did end up looking like. Now, I don't know. I don't know anything about horses other than, how to ride one, sort of. So, I mean, this kind of looks like the picture that she found on Facebook, doesn't it? I mean, it looks like a horse paddock to me. It looks like an enclosure with fans, and I think her problem was that this area down here, I don't know if you can see it very well, but she doesn't like how it's up on dirt and is concerned that in heavy flooding, this dirt would, like over here on the right-hand corner, you can kind of see that it looks like there's areas where the dirt may have come out. So she's worried that it will sink and that the horses will not be standing on level ground. Yeah. Marco says, I wouldn't put any of my mares in those death traps. Okay, why are they a death trap? If the land is not level, did she pay to have him grade it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, again, though, yeah, I see that the dirt is uneven. But I mean, he agreed to pay her back the money. But she wouldn't take it the way he could pay her, which was in installments, and decided to, sue him instead. Yeah, the uneven dirt. I could see how that would be a problem. But yeah, I don't know anything about horses. So is it the ground that's uneven? Is it really? Or is it Laura's instability fooking up her perception? Sarah, that's funny. Yeah, I would think it could be fixed. Okay, so Femnatal says they could get their feet caught in the wire. Yeah, I mean, I don't dispute that maybe this is not the right way. But then again, yeah, monsoons would cause erosion. I could see that. But why would she hire someone off Facebook who gave her the lowest bid without getting references, without talking to other people? She said she wanted high-end work, and then she went and only got one bid and hired the first person that she found. I mean, you might want to actually do some, I don't know, investigation into a company before you hire them. But I mean, to me, it seems like he tried to make it right, but she wouldn't take it. She really wanted to go to court. Okay, here we go.
The quote given to the plaintiff by defendant was $7,320. See Exhibit 3 on December 16, 2020, which was to include the barn, arena, tack room, wash rack, and materials.
Does that sound ridiculously low to you? Like, shouldn't that be your first clue that maybe that's not right? Because $7,000 could not possibly. I need to build a garage, or I want to build a garage, and there is no way to build even just a 2-car detached garage for anywhere near that number. It's way more. It's like starting at, 25, 30,000 bucks. And she got an original quote for $7,300 for an entire barn, arena, tack room, wash rack, and materials. That seems impossible. Impossible.
The timeline given for completion of the contract was 4 days to begin in early February with a completion date on or before February 16th.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. 4 days? There is no way. There is no way that any of that. Yeah, where is the original proposal for the work? It's not attached to this. I don't think. I didn't see one, but maybe I missed it because there are so many there's so many exhibits, but 4 days? That doesn't seem possible. Who would? Oh, Sarah says, yeah, it's attached. Okay. And did he really say 4 days? Because my God, 4 days, nothing gets done in 4 days. Yeah, the Amish could do it in 4 days. That's true. That's true. That's true. Good call. Okay.
Defendant was made aware that the horses would be arriving at this time and the necessity for the work to be completed on schedule. It should be noted that the defendant has claimed to be unable to find this estimate on his computer. See Exhibit 4.
Okay, so we have an Exhibit 4. Let's go look at it, shall we? Because this is something. I mean, Exhibit 4. Oh, Lord, I have to back up. Ah, how did it go all the way up there again? Stop it. Why does it keep doing that? All right, there we go. Exhibit 1, Exhibit 2, 3, 4. Well, that's not a contract. That's a text message. Oh, here. No. Exhibit 4 is a text message. Look at, I'm still trying to figure out what the 7,000 estimate is for. And what is the rest? The amounts I need to know from above. Okay, we'll get to it after I leave appointment with my daughter.
Really need to know.
Working on this today. We'll have most stuff by tonight. Still working with this invoicing company, but should have all other items by tonight.
Do you have the info? I need it by the late morning or I will estimate so that I can have this written out by the end of the day.
Okay, we'll have it shortly. We still got no new info from invoice company for that $7,000 estimate, but we'll have the rest shortly. This is not an estimate. This is a text message. Why does she say Exhibit 4 is the contract? Because that is not a contract. And then we have an invoice for the amount of $30,000. I mean, I do not see a contract. And here, what's this? Exhibit 7, maybe? All right. This is a statement. It looks like for her, this is her boarding costs. Yeah, I'm not seeing. All right, maybe we'll get to it. Some of you say that it's there. I just don't know which exhibit it is. Let's go back to page 5.
The plaintiff was forced to pay to board their horses at other facilities due to the defendants not even beginning construction by the date that the 3 horses arrived. This cost an unexpected additional $2,621 at Redacted in Thermal, California from February 1 through March 1st, and $659 from February 1st through March 10th at Lauren Redacted's property in Scottsdale. The plaintiff reached out daily.
I'm sure she did.
to the defendant to ask when construction would begin and to emphasize the need for the facility to be completed. See Exhibits 9 through 30.
Yeah, and all of those are basically just text messages of her repeatedly saying, when are you coming? When are you coming? When are you coming? But oddly enough, it seems as if instead of responding to her by text, he called her, because you can see later on that he's saying, I prefer to have phone conversations. And she doesn't appear to be escalating, like, why didn't I hear back from you? Why haven't you responded? She just keeps saying, when are you coming? So it kind of sounds to me like there were phone calls in between, and his lack of response on text message does not mean he didn't respond. Okay.
The defendant was extremely difficult to connect with. Most of the calls and text messages made by the plaintiff went unanswered. When the defendant did answer the plaintiff was given excuses and told the work would begin in the next day or two. The plaintiff felt that the defendant was the right person for the job and was patient with his timeline, but did request updates. On February 8th, the plaintiff told the defendant they needed to hire someone else who was more reliable and reachable.
And yet she didn't. So if the guy says to you, you need to hire somebody else because I can't do this, and she doesn't.
But the defendant called the plaintiff and assured her that he would complete the work soon. The plaintiff also asked repeatedly to review the contract that the defendant said the plaintiff would need to sign.
Notice no exhibit.
The defendant would answer that he had forgotten to send it over to review, but that he would do it as soon as he got home that day. After the defendant's crew arrived and unloaded their heavy machinery, the defendant asked the plaintiff to sign the contract. The defendant told the plaintiff that the contract is standard and that she did not need to review it. The defendant pressured the plaintiff to sign it immediately because he claimed he was needed immediately for an issue with his crew. The plaintiff signed the contract and was told by the defendant he would email her a copy of it as soon as he got home. He never did. Between the time that the plaintiff signed the contract until today, the plaintiff has asked the defendant countless times for the contract, but he will not produce it. The plaintiff paid the defendant $17,719 on March 17th to begin the work.
So you paid someone without a contract in hand? You didn't have a contract and you signed, you paid? This is crazy. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't pay people without a signed contract in your hand. Also, read all contracts.
The plaintiff paid the defendant $8,883 on April 6th. The final payment of $79.06 was given to the defendant by plaintiff on April 23rd because defendant assured plaintiff that the project would be completed by the end of the day.
That's not how any of this works, Laura. You don't pay people for unfinished work. You don't do that. You wait till the work is done and then you pay. Like, you withhold the final payment, especially if you're having problems. I mean, it's absurd. This is just, there's just all kinds of liability here on her. Yeah, I mean, Ray points out if she's paying him on March 16th to begin the work, then there was no agreement for it to be completed in February. Well, she hasn't been able to show that. There was I haven't seen so far that there was any promise to have it done in February. And I can't imagine someone would say he could do that job in 4 days. If I'm wrong and it exists in there, I'm sorry, but I haven't seen it so far.
The payment instructions said remaining 50% due at completion of estimated scope of work. The job was by no means completed that day, and the defendant completed very little of the remaining work by the beginning of June. It should be noted that the defendant did not change the sign date on any of his invoices, so they all appear to be signed on March 16th, even though the defendant's prices rose significantly from the beginning to the end of his time working with the plaintiff. The defendant raised the price gradually, but drastically during the course of construction.
Oh, welcome to construction, honey. This is what an estimate means. An estimate means we think it's going to cost us this, and then they get into the job and suddenly it's going to cost more. You always have to plan for like 10% over at least. I mean, that's just the way it works.
Despite the fact that the scope of work completed was significantly less than what was quoted in the defendant's initial estimate of $73.20, the final amount paid by the plaintiff to the defendant for non-completed work was $34,508. The defendant was paid by cashier's check or credit card each time he requested a payment from the plaintiff. While on the stable comfort mats installed by the defendant, the plaintiff's pony, Tiffany, contracted laminitis. The stable comfort mats are designed to prevent foot problems like laminitis, which is why they were purchased by the plaintiff. This resulted in a $1,805 vet bill on April 20th, see Exhibit 38. This started to raise red flags to the plaintiff about the defendant's work. The plaintiff's prize hunter jumper show horse, Sirocco 91, has been seen by vets for lameness issues that they attribute to the unevenness in the stable comfort mats installed by the defendant, with one of the treatments being steroid injections to his back legs. Sirocco 91 was named Best Equestrian Horse at the United States Equestrian Team Talent Search Finals. This is the most prestigious title that an equestrian horse can win. Equestrian? I don't know how to say that. And horses of this caliber have been sold for as high as $1 million.
God.
On or around May 18th, it was determined that the instructions for installation of the stable comfort mats had not been followed, and that the mats were dangerous as installed. The plaintiff researched installation online and learned that there should not be a single ridge in one mat, let alone 15 in a single stall. The mats were sinking into the ground. The material in the mats was leaking and were truly dangerous, as is as,
Laura. As is as? Okay.
The defendant had even posted photos of the incorrect installation on his Facebook page as if he were proud of the work. Defendant reached out to Mr. Jason Redacted, one of a limited number of stable comfort dealers in North America. Upon seeing defendant's work, he stated it was the worst installation he had seen in 20 years.
Well, perhaps you should have hired someone that was an expert in installing mats. In the initial work that she claimed she was having him do, I didn't see anything about installation of mats. MG Law says, what proof does she have that the mats caused the injury? Well, she's just saying that none. She's just saying that it did. And I don't know. I mean, I guess it can. I mean, I don't know enough about this stuff, but I looked it up on YouTube, and there are videos about how to install these mats. And it doesn't look that hard, but you do have to, yeah, I mean, so she showed it to a professional installer, but she didn't bother to hire a professional installer to put them in. It seems to me that the contractor is an professional at building stuff. He's not a professional at installing these mats. So why would you have him install the mats instead of calling a professional to do it?
The plaintiffs had to immediately move their horses so that the defendant could attempt to reinstall them, which came at a cost of $1,112.
So let me get this straight. You got an opinion that the installation was the worst that they'd ever seen, that a pro ever saw, and instead of hiring that guy to come and do it, you paid the other guy to do it again. The guy who installed it wrong, you paid him to do it again. Are you kidding me? Is that a joke? Cindy Brown says, okay, I've started following Fox Den Daily on Audible. Yeah. Okay. So it's on Audible too. Like, I don't even know where it is, but it should be on all these things. I'm excited about it. We're going to do it directly after this. In fact, I got to hurry up and get going. You know, we're probably going to have to do part 2 of this tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to get to it because it's 12:49. We are definitely not going to get through all the exhibits, but I mean, I think this gives you a pretty good overview. You can read these documents, by the way, on Reddit, because they've been posted there. Yeah, we're not going to get through it. And I have to get here's the thing. I have to get my work done before my children get home from school. Because as soon as they get home, it's a shit show around here, and I can't concentrate on what I have to do. Everybody needs something from me. And next week is going to be really difficult because they are on a break. So of course, I go to launch my daily podcast a week before they have a week break. So now my second week of my podcast is probably going to be pretty spotty. So is next week as far as streaming, because all three of them are home on a winter break. And so obviously I need to do things with them. And I will try, though, to make sure that I hit do the podcast, because I want to get it off to a strong start. MG Law says she should have statements from the professional regarding the insufficient installation and vet statements that the mats caused the injury. She has vet bills, but I so far didn't see any statements from the vet saying that the mats caused the injury. And I'm not sure if there's a statement from the professional. I haven't gone through every single exhibit, but we'll do part 2 of this either later tonight, or if I have some time, or we'll do it in tomorrow's stream, because I need to move on and record the first episode of Fox Den Daily. So that's going to be happening for subscribers at locals only. And so yeah, La Jordan, yes. So I don't have Patreon. I have Locals, which is a free speech platform that is just like Patreon, where people can pay to be members. It's $5 a month. If you use promo code Tonsil Twins right now, all caps, you can get 2 free months when you sign up for a year. Or promo code Maya, MAYA, all caps, for a free month when you sign up monthly. I will be transferring this stream over to Locals and YouTube members only, and I will be recording that podcast live. I obviously got the idea from Dave Neal. That's how he does it, and it's a lot of fun. So we're going to do that for the members only audience in the next couple of minutes after I end this stream. Max Bang, thanks for the super chat, says, did LO plan on leaving this high caliber facility to the Tonsil Twins? Probably. Unhung Hero, did the horses have oral twins too? No reports on that, but anything is possible. Brianne Wilson says, you get what you pay for. I mean, I would be concerned if somebody gave me a quote for an entire barn and all that stuff for $7,000. I think she read his quote wrong. Frankly, it was probably the first installment. Max Bang. I already got that one. But thank you again for sending it. I appreciate you. All right. Yes, Locals is a website created by Dave Rubin. That is correct. And we don't get censored over there. Patreon, it has a bad reputation for censoring people like me. And Marco, interesting. Any horse-related question you need, just ask. I've been breeding them for 20 years. Well, then here's my question, Marco. Would you get someone to redo your horse farm from Facebook and only get one bid? Would you do that? Do you think that's a smart thing to do? Because I think perhaps that's not a good idea. All right, everybody, I'm about to head out of here. I need you to meet me over on Locals, meganfox.locals.com. If you're a member, we're going to do a members only live stream. I'm going to record the first episode of Fox Den Daily and get it uploaded. For all of you who are not a member, either here on YouTube or on Locals, please follow Fox Den Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Audible, anywhere you find podcasts, it should be there. And the first episode will be posted today, barring any technical problems. And so you'll be able to hear the first episode today for free. Podcasts are free on there. If I'm trying to get it up to advertiser supported, so I'm going to need your help getting those downloads, because I need to hit like 7,500 to 10,000 downloads a month. And I think that you can help me with that. I think we can do it. So let's do it. And tomorrow we will finish this up. We'll go through the rest of this tomorrow. It'll be fun. No worries. Meet me over on Locals, meganfox.locals.com. See you guys.
I was so lost, my world is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices. Oh, and my heart, million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say. No, I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say goodbye. This time I know my road is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices. And my heart, million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say. No, I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say goodbye.
So I take it that
Johnny's
you've
problem
seen
is he
Cameron
should
Johnny's
come
bedroom
storming
before.
in there with
Yeah.
a string of
Do you
garlic
recall what
and
he
some
went
holy
into
water.
Mr.
And
Debson's
a cross,
first
a crucifix
bedroom?
one.
May the
Do you
power of
recall,
Christ
or no,
compel you.
No, I don't.
He
sure
realized
Miss
his house
Hubbard,
was infested with
just after
succubuses.
that,
And
there's a photo you're looking of what it, yes. Do you
Suck you
recall whether it was there
loaders.
when you arrived in the afternoon? I don't remember seeing it now. So while shooting,
No
or did
wonder
they-
he said drown her before you
No,
burn
I don't
her.
remember.
Oh my god.
You-
Your next witness?
now I know
Witness
why he
for
wanted to
known
drown
as
her.
Legalities, and that
Next
is
witness
also
lives in
by
Romania.
video.
Is that correct?
That